What's up, America's man's men? How you doing? I'm psyched. You know I'm psyched because I'm driving in a snowstorm, and I love driving in a snowstorm. I don't know why. I love it because I am the storm. And no, I'm being facetious. So anyway, listen. That was the wrong word, so just ignore that use of vocabulary. I want to help to educate you regarding vocabulary in so much as I am. Obviously, the greatest generation, so much smarter than I was, so much bigger vocabulary, although maybe not bigger other things. I got to be upfront. So this is a first of all, I need to apologize for the video on rape. And by the way, I need to preface this as well, because this video is not intended for women and children, okay? So if you're a woman or a child, just like the Duke and the Dolphin, that's right, you know what I'm talking about, you scholars, the Duke and the Dolphin, just like the good Mark Twain wrote, this is inappropriate for women and children. So if you are a woman or a child, stop watching this, okay? Or if you're a fake news anchor, that's right, if you're a fake news anchor or a fake news anchorette, then just proceed to share this with all the women and children, because you don't give up and you're trying to make $1 off of other people's misery. So anyway, so this is a video intended for men, okay? If you're questioning, if you're part of the questioning community, you ever wonder what they mean by the Q in the homosexual alphabet soup? They're like LGBTQ, and it's like, you know, they're the most annoying SOBs, because they're always like, oh gee, I wonder what this means. I wonder what this means. Just read a dictionary, okay? And then the dictionary will tell you what it means. Facetious? Is that like Los Angeles? No, it's not that kind of feces. It's but seriously. No, I apologize for the video about rape shops, because I have to, you know, just like any fake news, former fake news anchor, I have to do we have to do the Hollywood apology. So here it comes, okay? I've already given you more warning than I ought to, but again, this is not intended for women or children. That part is serious, and I'm also serious about the Duke and the Dolphin bit. And you know this is coming. More like the Duke and the Whale. I call him the Doofus. The Duke and the Whale, otherwise known as Harry and Meghan. This is not intended for women and children, okay? But you know, like it's that Isaiah generation. We are a nation that, because there's a whole bunch of idiot men, we're led by women and children. So keep on tuning into americasmansman.com, and we'll give you the real scoop on the fake news. That's right. But no, the reason I want to apologize for the video on rape shops, and you know, because obviously raping is a big trend these days, because we're a nation of psychopaths. I gotta explain that we're a nation of psychopaths. What do I mean? Well, again, media's bad influence on people. There was a time when only stalkers used to, you know, there was a kind of person who would sit in his college dorm or his room and they would look at pictures of other people's children or wives and neighbors or whatever. Not, you know, maybe the last pool party, whatever. You know, and they would put these pictures up on their wall that, you know, they'd take with a camera that was, you know, on a device they carried with them everywhere. But this is the norm now because of Facebook, because Mark Zuckerberg is a misanthropic, antisocial hack who, you know, whose obsession with someone he didn't really want birthed an experiment comparing human women to farm animals, which begot Facebook. So hey, he's evangelized. So hey, all you psychopaths on Facebook, we are now a nation of psychopaths. Thank you so much, Mark Beep Erberg. That's right, Gerberg. I need to not get comfortable using profanity because it's not good. So don't follow that, please. Seriously, we need to curtail that. This is everybody though, and honestly, I can't reach our, there's a number of vices, between homosexuality, abortion, all this other insanity that's going on, suicide, terror bombings, domestic terrorism, beheadings in the workplace. This is all commonplace in America today because of fake news terrorism. So I can't use any of those to reach my audience. So I mean, profanity I figure is the least innocent of all those things. Now, does a bad means justify a good end? Probably not. But bear with me. We are imperfect. I don't judge anybody. Oh, speaking of which, so I got a big backlash against the video about the rape shops. It was kind of a joke about, it was a pun, comparing. It was probably bad judgment comparing, it's kind of a riff on but it had a very real center. So I want to apologize to. I got a big backlash from the rape community, because if they want to rape people, I mean, who am I to judge the rapist? It's just in their morality system, because this is postmodernism. This is how the leftists, the communist leftists, react to September 11th. They basically, rather than say, well, we got to build. By the way, they've built a new World Trade Center, or they're building it. Most people don't know this because the fake news media, they want us to all go hide under a tree and let the Islamists come and anus rape all of our women and us, and then behead us in our workplace. And you thought the butch lesbian in Brookstone was bad. Woo! Wait until you see what the fake news has for you. I mean, do not go in there. Woo! As the ironically leftist Jim Carrey once famously said. But where were we? Oh yes, so I want to apologize to the rape community, the rapist community, including your local diocesan leader, and maybe the Pope. We're not sure, but they're still trading pedophiles amongst churches like a Better America used to trade baseball cards. So anyway, I don't want to discriminate against the Catholics or the any other member. I don't want to discriminate against rapists or Catholics, two distinct groups. I don't want to confuse them. Or any number of the Protestant preachers who cheated on Ashley Madison. And we certainly don't want to discriminate against the honor killers. Why? Because according to fake news theology and according to the fake news morality system, whatever your particular moral system is, then that's what works for you. And who am I to judge your moral system? So if you happen to be a rapist watching this, like my old boss at WNTK. And actually, I want to address that on a serious matter, but this is obviously not a serious video. So, but if my former fake news anchor, mentor, and boss, well, actually, I can't call him a rapist because by fake news morality, I'm not allowed to do that. So I want to use the legal my former fake news. We'll call him by his technical legal name, which we can legally refer to him as. Because again, it's the fake news. We got to get the facts right. We got to get the facts right. We all know how stupid Joe Biden is, but you kind of, just like his bit about the environmental toilets and environment. Honestly, I have more problem with the sinks. Like, you go to Disney World and they have these freaking environmental sinks and showers. They never give you enough bloody water, so you're like it's like a drip. It's a slow trickle, and it's not It's just not. It's not cool. It's not. It's another case of putting the environment, which we are, by the way, because God made us, and we're the most important part of the environment, obviously. You know, and we want to put this. So we can't take. So we have to take longer showers because some hack. Come on, guys. Come on. All right. Okay. Got to focus on the road first. So pardon me there. Or don't pardon me, because I'm focusing on the road, and that's more important than you guys. No offense. But it doesn't mean that I don't. I want to make sure that all of you rapists out there, including you fake news anchors who rape people, anyway. So I got to retract. We're going to do a fake news retraction, right? As I continue this this ridiculous Hollywood style apology. Because anytime we offend someone as a celebrity, we have to do the Hollywood apology, which is really an underhanded fuck you, because that's what Hollywood essentially, you know, they did it to the Dolphin. Not the Dolphin, the Duke, Duke Harry or Prince Harry or whatever the flork he is. He's nothing anymore, really. By I'm sure the Queen. That's how the Queen doesn't. You know, he's pretty much dead to the Queen at this point. I'm sure she'll always love him, but anyway. So where was I? So we have to. We're in the middle of a series of corrections, and now I know how the New York Times feels, because I'll tell you, it's difficult to keep track of all these insincere Hollywood style apologies and fake news corrections at the same time. So we cannot call my former fake news boss a rapist, because that technically that can get us into legal trouble as a fake news anchor. So we're going to retract that immediately in the same story. It was a mistake. Of course, this is all a satire. Okay, for if any lawyers are watching, so we're gonna do a legal disclaimer on top of our correction, on top of our insincere Hollywood style apology here. Okay, are we doing all right? You keeping track of all the? Are you keeping track of the logic, the fake news logic here? This is what I was trained to do in journalism school, by the way. This is what we're all trained to do. All of us fake news anchors are trained to do all of this. Never mind that if someone commits suicide, we're afraid of getting sued for copycat types of crimes, except if, evidently in BLM situations. Or all lives matter for all of you people who live in the real world. So where were we again? Because I'm getting lost in my own. But see, this is why millennials need to be bullshit artist detectors, because and coincidentally, most of them turn into bullshitters themselves, because. And I'm trying to censor myself, but there's just so much to keep track of. And this is why in the media they need professional censors to kind of keep on, you know, at CBS, WBZ, NBC. They need professionals to do the censoring, because I mean, first of all, I do have half of my brains literally tied up in something else, which is driving, which is more important than talking to you folks. And now I get the Hollywood condescension thing going too, which is so millennials expect to be condescended to, which is why. Another reason millennials have turned into such assholes. I know I'm talking about my own generation, but this is, I mean, we're never going to get better unless we fix the problem, right? Right? Okay. Oh, I love the snow. I love driving in the snow. Sometimes you just want to get lost in the snow. So on top of all this, I got to make sure that I'm driving safely, and regarding the other riders on the road safely, because we want to protect the lives of other people first. And I'll tell you, fake news logic can really get you to work up quite a sweat, and this is why they pay us the big bucks in the fake news and in Hollywood. I'm actually north of the hub of the universe. Does this look like Hollywood to you? I don't think so. There's no teleprompter here. This is the another ingenious, absurd monologue again, which is not intended for women or children, but thanks to Silicon Valley, some fake news anchor is going to throw it in your face anyway. So is unfortunately the attitude that we men have taken, because most men simply don't know any better. Anyway, so we gotta issue this correction for the lawyers, for my former fake news boss's lawyers. This is the reason that I don't work in fake news anymore, because I want it to be different. I'm gonna do another bit on that, another program, because of course all media is legitimate, so we call it program. We won't call it a show. We won't call it infotainment or entertainment. Anyway, so my former boss, I don't think I've even named him, and I'm gonna not, again, for his lawyers, really. So I know you devious lawyers trying to find a way to sue me, and this is what you have to do as a fake news anchor. So, I mean, who am I to judge the fake news anchor? They're just trying to make a living by selling out America to all the subversive communists living within our borders, trying to encourage the very worst in humanity to make a buck, sell Happy Meals. Anyway, so here's the retraction. My former fake news boss is not a convicted. He's a convicted felon, but he's not a convicted. Whatever I said before, I take back. He's actually a convicted possessor of child pornography, because that's a lot better, right? So these are the people giving you your news in the fake news. But anyway, all of this to say that I'm deeply sorry in the way that Joy Behar and Kathy Griffin were when she beheaded the president in effigy. I'm deeply sorry. So I have to issue this fake Hollywood apology. Deeply apologize to the rape community, because we understand that it's tough being a millennial, and sometimes you just gotta rape somebody, and if that's your life choice, it's not what I would do, but in the same way that a man might insert his penis into the anus of another man, I'm not is someone else would not, obviously not me, because I can't even joke about that, because it's so sick. I mean, seriously, you homosexuals, seriously, fuck you for doing that to America. Not cool. But I want to apologize, and now we're back in satire land, because some people just can't tell the difference, and they're going to take some of this seriously, and they have, and that's why I have to issue this fake apology, this Joy Behar / Kathy Griffin / Rosie O'Donnell. Remember when Rosie O'Donnell took out that full page and whatever she gets from Donald Trump is completely justified and more. He needs to break that out again, by the way, when he takes a break from calling out the fake Indian. Anyway, let's wrap this up. My sincere apologies, my sincere Hollywood apologies to the rapist community for making light of your sexual orientation. I would never, ever, in the same way that we're in satire land, so stay with me, all you serious people. This is a satire intended to prove a point, okay? And it's not that, okay, so anyway, if you have to explain the satire, I apologize. In the same way that, we're not going to judge the incestuous country bumpkins and city slickers, by the way, because this isn't limited to the country, folks. We're not going to judge you for raping people because, hey, that's your sexual orientation. And who are we to judge rapists? They simply, in fake news liberal logic land, in Harvard academia morality system, post-September 11th, we're not going to judge how you react. We're just gonna allow it, and we're just gonna take it up the ass. And if you think I'm serious, then go F yourself. This is America's Man's Man.